loss, especially traumatic loss, takes so much from you. Any person who has walked alongside grief can attest to this. Your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, the death of a loved one leaves none of these untouched. No stone unturned. The entirety of who you are is affected to some degree. For some, these effects are minor. Grief gives them a subtle jostle but then relents. For others, their realities are completely shattered. Your effort to pick yourself up and make sense of the wreckage is futile. I fall into the latter of these two categories. Of all of grief's trickery, the theft of your mental acuity is perhaps the worst. It lays a thick fog over your mind, disconnecting you from yourself and your reality. While I understand that your brain does this to protect you from the trauma, it's also a crippling blow to your ability to navigate life. By unfortunate circumstance, the death of a loved one often summons a maelstrom of chaos. We are repeatedly asked to set our grief aside and answer terrible questions. What were you doing when your daughter died? Did you do anything to hurt her? Will you bury or cremate? What do you want on the headstone? Do you have a moment to fill out this life insurance paperwork? We are often forced to make permanent decisions while under the duress of grief. The hardship of this becomes exponential when you can't think. Perception is reality, as the old adage goes. I've always understood this as a general statement that prompts you to try and consider the perspective of others. What you believe to be true, fair, and correct may not be the same for those with whom you interact. Words matter, both how they are given and how they are received. Everyone looks at life through a slightly different lens. Our circumstances and experiences shape who we are. This could not be more true for the bereaved. Losing Allison has expanded my understanding of this saying. I've been alive on this planet for almost 36 years, accumulating knowledge and experiences to shape who I am. Before her death, I had a solid grasp of my identity. My priorities, accomplishments, goals, loves, and character traits were all clearly laid out. I knew who I was and what direction I was headed in. This is no longer the case. I don't know who I am anymore. I became fully enveloped in the fog. Thank God I had people there to help me navigate those early days. If you're one of those people and are watching this, I love you. I cannot overstate how disorienting trauma is. Simple acts that were part of my normal daily routine became monumental tasks. I would get in my car and forget how to start it. Get in the shower and forget how to clean myself. I had to read and reread even a short paragraph because although my eyes were scanning the page, my brain was not interpreting the words. In many ways, the fog of grief turns you into a child, unequipped and unprepared to handle even the most minute, mundane tasks of normal life. One of the many things that time is teaching me is that, like almost all facets of grief, the fog is lifting. Slowly, but it's lifting. At this stage, it ebbs and flows, waxes and wanes, like the waters of a quiet inland lake lapping at the shore. I still resent it. My intellectual prowess is something I've taken for granted. I've never had difficulty retaining or reciting information. It's been humbling to say the least. My hope is that the fog will continue to retreat in time. Has the death of a loved one put you in a mental fog as well? If you're in the very early days of grief, please try to give yourself some grace. The fog is overwhelming, I know. Try to be patient with both the fog and yourself. It will lift in time. Thank you for watching. As always, be patient, be kind, and love yourself. See you soon.